Keeping up with our motto, let learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure, here we are with a remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students! This is your teacher, Inacia de SOUZA from Thakur Vidya Mandir High School and Junior College, teaching you a lesson in English from Standard 7 entitled The King's Choice Part 2. In the previous part, we noticed that the lion was interested in eating camel's meat. So they went to search for a camel in the desert. Did they find one? Yes, they did. And now it was the fox who had to bring the camel to the king. So let us see how he does it. "Your king?" said the camel. "Who is that? I do not know any king. I only know my master for whom I carry goods across the desert." Here we know that the camel is called the ship of the desert. And that's the reason why he only knew a human master. Let's continue. "Our king, the lion, has killed your master," said the fox. Here the fox is lying to the camel. "Now you are free, and the lion has invited you to live at his court. Come along." The camel followed the fox. Let's stop here for a while and see how the fox told lies to the camel. The poor camel was very innocent. He believed him, and therefore he followed the fox. When the fox and the camel reached the lion's camp, the vulture and the leopard were surprised. Even the lion looked pleased. Why were the vulture and the leopard surprised? Because they could not believe their eyes that the fox could find the camel. And why was the lion pleased? Yes, because he was happy that he had finally found the camel. In spite of his burnt paws, it didn't matter to him that his paws were burnt anymore. The camel was presented to the king. Presented means brought before the king. He agreed to serve the lion in return for a home at his court. "Get onto the camel's back, your majesty," said the fox. "We will return home." The lion at once jumped onto the camel's back. His courtiers, the fox and the leopard, jumped up behind him. This was the plan of the fox. Find the camel and then let the camel carry the lion, the leopard and him back to the palace. In this picture, we can see three different expressions. Let me see whether you can pick them up very quickly. The first one is pleased. The second one, surprised. And the third one, wondered. I'm sure you must have guessed the correct expressions. So let's move a little ahead, and with the vulture flying ahead as a guide, they set off on the long journey back to the forest. When the travelers reached the forest, they were all tired and hungry. The fox, the leopard, and the vulture looked at the camel. What do you think they were thinking now? Yes, let us all eat camel meat, and that's what we are waiting for. Then they looked at each other and smiled hungry smiles. Yes, this is what happens when we are eagerly waiting to eat something for a long time. And this was what happened to the vulture, the leopard, and the fox. They had brought the camel for the king's dinner. Now it was time for the feast. The Lion King knew what his courtiers were thinking. He called the camel to him. Friend Camel. Now he calls the camel his friend. That means he was very happy with the camel. He said, I have to thank you for saving my life. You are welcome to live at my court as long as you like. I promise you my protection. Do you remember in the first part that the king's word was law? Yes, here the king gives his word to the camel to protect him, and he also offers him security and safety. And why is it so? Because he has saved the life of the lion. Do you think that the courtiers were pleased with the lion's decision? Let us see. The lion's courtiers were shocked. Had they not risked their lives so that they could try camel meat? And the king wanted to let the camel live? The courtiers were not pleased with this decision. Yet they could do nothing. Didn't the courtiers risk their life for the lion? And instead of receiving a feast, what did they get? Absolutely nothing. I know there may have been times when you too felt like this after working very hard and not receiving what you expected. But this is what life is all about. We should learn to take things as they come. Can you look at the three pictures here? Yes. Let us try to see what it is. The first one reminds you of food, and the one in the extreme right-hand corner is a lavish feast which the courtiers expected, and the one who's sitting here to my left-hand side right at the bottom is the poor little camel. In this slide, I would like you to see the expression of shock on the lion courtiers' faces. And this was because they couldn't accept the fact that they would not get to eat camel's meat after working so hard for it. Let us see now what happens a little further. Now the lion's paws were so badly burnt that he could not go hunting, but that did not keep him from growing very hungry indeed. Fox, leopard, vulture, he shouted, "Don't you see that I'm ill and hungry? Go and get me some food." The courtiers had to obey the king. Again here, this is another instant of the king's word was law. So out they went, but they did not go far. They sat down in a safe place and discussed what they could do. "I know," said the fox after a while. "We shall make the camel ask to be eaten." He told the others of his plan. They all agreed. So back they went to the king. At this point, let us see what the courtiers did. The courtiers were definitely very angry. And therefore, when the king told them to go and get him something to eat because he was unable to do so as his feet were burnt, did they do what he had asked them to do? Unfortunately, no. On the contrary, they went and they plotted. They went and discussed things behind his back. Was this action right? No. Then what should they have done? They should have approached the king and they should have told the king what they expected. Children, what would you have done if you were in such a situation? Would you have cheated? Or would you have tried to help? Or would you just sit on the fence and be idle and do nothing about it? Right now, we are going to learn about the game plan of the vulture, the leopard, and the fox. First, the vulture stepped forward. "Your Majesty," he said, bowing low, "we have found no food, but we cannot let your Majesty suffer. I am a poor creature. Eat me." Do you think the vulture wanted to be eaten? Definitely not. Now, the fox pushed the vulture aside. "I have more meat on me," he cried. "Eat me, your Majesty." Now, the leopard rushed forward. "I am not much good," he cried, "but I could make a meal for the king." The camel listened to all these offers, and poor little camel got fooled, because all they wanted was that the camel should come and offer himself. Now the camel also thought, "Let me do something as well." He must do as much. He thought, "Your Majesty," he said, "I too am willing to give my life for you. Please eat me instead of these old friends of yours who will be more useful than I am." This was what the fox, the leopard, and the vulture were waiting for. They prepared to jump at the camel, but the lion stopped them. "You are all good and loyal subjects," he said. "My heart is touched by your offers. I accept them all. I shall eat you in the order in which you offered yourselves." In the first picture, we see that stepping forward means to move ahead. And in the second picture, we see that the people are touched, means they are very happy. The vulture, the fox, and the leopard were shocked. Away flew the vulture, away ran the fox and the leopard. They were never seen in the forest again. The lion laughed to see them go. Then he turned to the camel and said, "You have been loyal and good. You shall be my friend as long as we are alive." The camel was happy and grateful. The lion thought to himself, "To be king is good, but to be kind is better." By Shankar from Folk Tales Retold. And remember, children, that kindness always gives us great rewards. I hope you have enjoyed this lesson, and till we meet again, I would like to thank you for your patient listening, and stay safe, stay blessed, and stay happy.